this is the week of meetings. These are my sub plans for this afternoon, and good news is I had a student bring me a cupcake today. How sweet is that? It is 10 o'clock and I am just now getting home from school. Good morning, YouTube. As you can tell, I have wet hair and I have no makeup because I am not feeling any better than Friday. In fact, I'm feeling a lot worse than I did on Friday. So let me kind of back up and tell you about my weekend, because I wish I could say that I had a nice relaxing weekend, but that's not really the case. I got home Friday afternoon and Billy and I quickly packed a bag and we left. We had to drive to Salisbury, where we used to live. Originally, we were gonna drive there on Saturday morning, but because I was sick, I didn't have to film on Saturday, so we were able to leave Friday night. So we got to our hotel at like 10:30 at night. Sorry. Then we got up Saturday morning and we drove to Ocean City because I had to go to a surprise birthday party for one of my old team teachers. Then we left Ocean City, drove back to Salisbury. We went to Billy's mom's house because we had to help her get stuff ready for a yard sale for Sunday morning. Thankfully on Sunday morning, I ended up not going to the yard sale. I slept in, Billy went to the yard sale. Afterwards, we left, we drove to my parents' house and we had dinner with them last night, and then we got back to our townhouse at about 8:30. So it wasn't like super relaxing, unfortunately, and I just feel a lot worse. Like my allergies have been horrible. I feel like it's probably a sinus infection. I get those like very, very frequently, so I think that's what it is. But yesterday driving home, I was like literally in tears because I felt so bad. My eye, just my left eye, not both of them, just my left one, would not stop watering. I was literally blowing my nose every like 5 seconds and I'm just over it. Like I hate feeling like this, and ideally I would have taken today off. Like I feel that bad. I wanted to take a day, but because we didn't get home until 8:30 last night, that would have meant I would have had to have my whole sub binder ready, which it is not whatsoever. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, I can quickly like make my plans for tomorrow within a half an hour, or I can spend like 2-3 hours trying to make sub plans. And I was like, I'm not prepared to spend 3 hours working. So I just made my plans for today. We're going to power through it. Tomorrow afternoon I have professional development, so I can't really take a day tomorrow. Wednesday there's something going on, I don't even know what. Thursday I have Thursday I have a 5:04 meeting in the morning, so unfortunately it's a little bit of a busy week. Wednesday night I have more PD after school, so it is a busy week, and of course I feel like not good. I was gonna use a different word, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go get coffee, even though a bunch of people on my video that went live this weekend told me that you shouldn't have sugary drinks and you need to have hot drinks and not cold drinks. I really don't care. I want something that's gonna make my throat feel better, and I want something that's gonna make me just feel better, like comfort kind of food. So I want a sugary cold beverage from Dunkin' Donuts.
May I help you?
Hi, can I get a medium frozen Dunkin' coffee, please?
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Please.
Thank you. So I come into my classroom remembering that I still need to fix the border over here on the poster, and then these have all decided to suddenly fall down. I think because they're laminated, they're just a little bit too slick for the sticky clips, and then 2 of the sticky clips actually came down, which is weird, but it's very humid in my room, so it's not surprising. I'm going to just slip them back up, and then I'm going to use like clear tape to kind of tape them down and hopefully hold them up there. Good news is, over the weekend, I kind of forced Billy to go with me to like 4 different Dollar Trees since we were out of town. I did find 3 more of these lock top sandwich containers, so I still need about 4 more, but that's okay. It is progress. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, we'll just order them online. You guys, these are not available online. Trust me, I have checked. And then I also got these little things of snack containers because these are pretty hard to find too. So I figured I'd go ahead and grab them. And I did get just like 3 more packs of the face scrubbers.
Let me lay it down into your lap. I would love to drown. I need that story I used to hear to run on into and disappear. I won't lie down and I won't, I won't lie down, and I can't do this without you. I won't lie down.
Alright, so it is now lunchtime. I was planning on catching up with you guys during my planning time, but it ended up that some lady was coming to help us with like math, which I appreciated, but that took my entire planning time. And honestly, I really could have used that today because last night when I did my planning, it was not like the best planning I've ever done, and I needed today to kind of like look over it, and I didn't get to do that, but it's okay. It's now lunchtime, so my block 1 is almost over. My block 2 I'm not too worried about because they're usually pretty good and like they're not going to test my patience as much as my block 1, but I don't feel good at all. And all of my kids are like, are you okay? And even like kids in the hallway who I don't even know are like, are you okay? So I can just tell like I don't feel well at all. I can't hear out of my ears, which is making things really difficult. So I'm gonna eat my lunch. Hopefully food will help me at least a little bit. I'm gonna finish my frozen coffee that is not frozen anymore, and I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed until the end of the day. So this is my level of sickness right now. I have resorted to clipping a little container of hand sanitizer onto my badge and lanyard because I am literally blowing my nose, sneezing, or coughing every 5 seconds, and I have to sanitize my hands. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get through this without sneezing or coughing or blowing my nose. It is 4:10. My kids obviously are all gone. The afternoon was interesting. My ears are so blocked that I literally can't hear my kids. Like they're talking to me and I'm just not hearing it whatsoever. But today is over. I'm hoping that overnight I miraculously get better because I cannot take a day tomorrow because I'm already having a sub in the afternoon because I have to go to a professional development on CDM, which is collaborative decision making, because I am my team's new like facilitator. So I have to get trained. So I have a sub tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna have to drive to the Board of Education, which is in Annapolis. I'm gonna end up being late because my sub isn't gonna come until 12:15 and I'm supposed to be there by 12:30. That's not gonna happen. And then Wednesday after school, I have more PD, and I don't know, you guys, I just feel like I'm drowning right now. Like it really threw me off not having my planning time today. And Wednesday during our collaborative planning, we have someone else coming to meet with us, and I don't know, it's just rough, like not having that time, because I feel like this week I really need it. And I just feel like it's been an off day, which is probably my fault because I wasn't as prepared as I should have been, although I feel like I did the best that I possibly could right now with how I feel. But I feel like all day I've just been off. Like during my block 2, I had a phone call from the office, and they're like, have you put in for your sub yet? And I'm like, no, like I wanted to do that during my planning time, but we are meeting with the math lady for our entire hour of planning. So I don't know, I'm getting out of here though. That is what I do know. I'm gonna get out of here, A, because I need to go to the post office before they close at 5, and as I learned last week, it takes me over a half an hour to get there, even though it's only 5 miles away. And I feel like I need to just go home and like get in bed and stay there because I don't feel good and I don't need to be getting other people sick. So I'm gonna go to the post office, go home, get in bed, and like get work done because I do have a lot to do. I have to get sub plans ready for tomorrow. So it's not like I can go home and do nothing, but if I'm gonna do work, I would rather do it at home.
Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart. Your stories, they come from the heart. Glue me together and tear me apart.
So this is happening. You guys are gonna get like a mini grocery haul, and yes, I am sitting on my floor because I am way too tired right now to be standing up and doing this. I'm just gonna show you the things that are like related to my life as a teacher because I don't think you guys really care about seeing all of my groceries. First of all, I got some good Kleenex tissues. I got the Kleenex Soothing Lotion because the other tissues are tearing up my nose and it's like super raw and uncomfortable, so those were necessary. And then tonight for dinner, I think I'm gonna have ramen, and I know someone's gonna comment and they're gonna say, ramen is horrible for you, it's really high in sodium. A, I don't care, and B, I actually need foods that are high in sodium. Shows what you know, because I have really low blood pressure and I get lightheaded like really easily, and I actually need sodium to help me maintain like my water and hold in my water. That probably didn't make sense to you, but I swear my doctor has actually told me to eat more salt. So that is gonna happen. And actually, you guys are probably gonna think I'm weird. I really like to put apple cider vinegar in my ramen. Try it before you you knock it. I swear it's good. I've been doing that for like years since I was in like middle school. I've always done that. So I'm gonna have chicken ramen and some apple cider vinegar, and I'm pretty sure vinegar is like good for you when you're sick. It's good to like cleanse. I don't know. Even if it's not, I'm gonna have it anyway. I did get this little bag of Skittles. These are just like wild berry and tropical mix. Those are to hand out to my students because they're driving me nuts. So I'm gonna bribe them with Skittles. I'm a horrible person, you guys. These I got to keep in my classroom because I had gotten these little pretzel things from Home Goods and I don't like them at all. They're really spicy and I cannot do spicy food whatsoever. Like mild salsa is my limit, and these are really hot. So I'm gonna take those home, give them to Billy, and I got these instead. These are just like Wheat Thins toasted chips, the veggie flavor, and then these are like white cheddar Cheez-Its, but they call them cheese crackers because I got the off-brand because I'm cheap. Now for my lunches. These are not usually the tuna kits that I get, although I have had them before. I usually get the ones where you actually mix like the tuna and the mayo and the relish, but they were all out of those, so I got these instead. I think they were like $1.50. I stocked up and got like 6 of them, but it comes with 6 crackers. So I have this usually, and then I have some kind of like something salty, either pretzels or I couldn't find pretzels, so I ended up just getting this like Smart Food popcorn, the white cheddar flavor, and this has 12 bags, so that'll last me for a couple weeks. And then I like to have something like sweet at the end, so I really like these like sweet and salty granola bars, and that's literally all I pack for my lunch. That usually ends up being enough for me. Luna, don't even think about it. Between the tuna kit, like the popcorn or pretzels, and then like a granola bar, that's usually enough to hold me over. And then for breakfast, I don't eat hot dogs for breakfast. I really like to have like Greek yogurt, and I really like these flip ones just because it helps like with the texture. I'm not a big fan of the texture of Greek yogurt, so I like these because it has other like crunchy kind of chewy things in there. So I have mint chocolate chip perfect peach cobbler, which I had never seen this flavor before. Notice it says new. I'm gonna try that. I think I got 2 of those, and I also really like this flavor, salted caramel crunch. I'm gonna do a little mail haul for you guys. I realized that I don't need to show myself like opening all of them, and obviously that takes longer, so I'm just gonna go through and like show you what was in each thing. This first box, this is actually to me from me. I ordered this off of Amazon over the weekend. So this is a wireless doorbell, and this is one of those things that I've seen teachers have for like probably years. Like since I started teaching, I've seen teachers have these, and I put it off and I told myself I didn't need it, and finally my team teacher got one. I was like, okay, now I need one. So this is from Amazon. I will link it for you, of course, in the description box. It comes in white, and I think it comes in like blue and maybe a couple other colors. I personally went with black. You guys know I just really like black because it's very crisp and clean looking. So basically this part plugs in, so you don't have to worry about batteries for the actual like doorbell. And then the little remote, I think you do have to have like batteries for, maybe. I don't know if you do. I'll have to look. Yeah, I think you do. I think you need batteries for this part. But basically I will be able to carry this around with me, and I'll be able to ring the doorbell to get my students' attention, tell them like a warning for cleaning up. I don't know. I haven't decided exactly how it will be used in my room, but I know that it will be used in my room. So again, I will link it for you. It wasn't very expensive at all. So if you're looking for a way to like get your students' attention or make transitions easier, I would recommend trying this out. So this was the first package that I opened. This is from Hannah in South Carolina, and I thought this was so sweet that she like typed the letter and put it on the little clipboard. And first of all, you guys, yep, black and gold polka dots. I love it. Actually, I have seen this at Target and I've almost bought it like at least 10 different times, so I'm so excited. And I need more clipboards because I have my one right now that I'm using for clipboard cruising, but ideally I'd like to have 2 different ones for that, so I could have one for my block 1, one for my block 2, and then I need one to take with me to like meetings, and this is perfect. And that's actually what she mentioned in her letter. But here she just talked about having like a really rough year her first year, which I can totally attest to, but how like she finally fell into the right place with like supportive co-teachers and TAs and mentors and all that, and how it makes a world of difference. And I can completely agree with that. You definitely have to be surrounded by like-minded people. So super sweet. And she also attached like a page about her 2 cats and then her and her brother, and I just thought that this was super sweet. So thank you, Hannah. I'm so excited to use this. Oh, and I love like the turquoise teal color that goes with it. Yay! Thank you, Hannah. So this next package is from another Michelle in California, and how sweet is this? So this is a bookmark, of course, black and white striped, and it has a monogrammed M. I'm so excited. She remembered that I've been using a tissue as my bookmark, which actually is still happening. I'm still using a tissue. So I'm really, really excited to have a bookmark that I can start using tonight, because I am trying to read like every night before I go to bed. And then she also got me these black and gold thank you cards, which I saw these and I almost got them. So I'm really, really excited that I have these now and I can use them to write thank you notes to you guys guys. Yay, so excited. Thank you, Michelle. And she talked about in her letter just how she was very unhappy. She has taught 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 3rd grade, and she was very unhappy with where she was teaching, but she changed districts, schools, grade levels, all that, and now she's much happier. And you guys, like, if you're not happy with where you are, something is wrong. Like, if you're miserable as a teacher, I can guarantee you something is not right. Either you're not teaching the right grade level, you don't have the right team teachers, you don't have the right school, you don't have the right district, something. So if you are able to make a move, if you're able to change grade levels, or you're able to change schools, or you're able to change districts, do it, because you need to worry about yourself. And I guarantee you, teaching is not the problem, something else is the problem. And like, hearing other people tell me the exact same thing, that they also were unhappy and they just couldn't figure out what it was, and then they changed and they went somewhere else and it solved all of their problems. You guys, if you're able to make a change, do it. I promise, when you're in the right place, you will know 100%. So Michelle, I'm so happy that you found like your teacher heaven, is kind of what I've been calling it, like that just right environment where you're right with the right team teachers and you have the right grade level and the right school and the right district. Like, I'm so happy for you, because I feel the exact same way. And thank you. I cannot wait. I'm gonna write you a thank you note with these thank you notes. Thank you so much. Next package. This is from Ashley in Minnesota, and I am showing her last name because it's actually part of her Facebook group. So Ashley talked about how she first found my video on teacher interviews and how that really helped her. She didn't end up getting hired, but she is subbing, and she also said she believes everything happens for a reason. And Ashley, I'm so happy you said that. Trust me, you subbing is going to help you so much. I recommend, like, when you're subbing, go into the teachers' rooms, make notes of what you like, what kinds of things do you want to bring to your own classroom when the time comes. Trust me, you are going to be so thankful that you subbed. I honestly have never subbed, but I can only imagine how much easier my life would have been as a first-year teacher if I had subbed. So honestly, it's going to serve you so well. Be happy that you're getting this experience before you get into the classroom, and I promise you the right school will come along. So let me show you what Ashley got, and then I'll come back to this paper. First of all, Ashley, I'm so sorry, but unfortunately the mug, which is beautiful, it did break, but it's okay, you guys. You always have to look on the positive. So the handle broke off. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, you guys. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just going to use it as a cup, either in my office, my studio, or my classroom. Probably my classroom, because I really like this. And I'm just gonna use it as a cup, and I'm gonna turn the broken handles the other way. So it's all good. But I love this. Look, you guys, it has like the white and the gold stripes. It's so pretty. She also got me these for my kitties, which is perfect because actually I need wet food for them, so this is great. They say thank you. Luna was already like sniffing in the box, so she could tell they were in there. Thank you. And then look at this notebook, you guys. Literally perfection. Black, white, and gold, and it says girl boss. Like, I am so excited about this notebook. Like, oh, that's just so perfect. And then she sent me some makeup stuff, which she talked in her letter. She asked if I used eyelid primer, which I have, but I usually forget to put it on, and I didn't realize how important it was. So I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna try this e.l.f. eyelid primer, and actually the kind I have, I didn't really like it. I don't even know where I got it from, but it was not working for me. So I'm really excited to try this, and she gave me directions on what to do. Thank you, because goodness knows I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to makeup, and she is a makeup artist, so thank you. So she also got me, this is setting powder, and so she told me to use this with the eyelid primer, so I'm really excited to try that out. And look, so this is a mascara. So this is a Marc Jacobs voluminizing, is that how you would say? Yeah, voluminizing. I don't know, you guys. I'm really tired and I'm sick, so I'm sorry if I said it wrong. But this is a mascara, which I love trying different mascaras because I feel like every girl has to find the one that like works for them the best, or the one that they like the most. So I'm really excited to try this because honestly I've only ever tried like 2 different mascaras in my life. So this is a Wet n Wild matte lipstick, so I'm really excited. I love this color. Like, it's like a peachy pink kind of color, so I'm really excited to try that. Oops. And then also this is like a duo one, and so it has fig and then date on this side, and I love that they're like neutral, but they also have like pink tones to them, so I'm really excited to try those. And then she included this sample pack of, oh goodness, you guys, I'm probably gonna say it wrong, Rodin and Fields. I don't know, I probably said it wrong, I'm so sorry, but she gave me a sample pack of this. So it's a skincare, and you guys, I'll be honest, I do not, okay, I'm sorry, my cat, do you guys see this? I'm sorry, are you hungry? You have food. No, come on, come down. Zora, come on, all the way. I don't trust you. Thank you. Sorry, you guys. So I'll be honest, I don't do anything for my skin, and you guys are probably gonna yell at me for that. Like, I don't even wash my face before I go to bed. I know, I'm horrible. So I need to get into like caring for my skin better. So I'm excited to try this. And in her letter, Ashley actually linked her, what was that? Ashley linked her page on Facebook. So I'm gonna go on and I'm going to try this, and I'm going to join that group. And she also has a Facebook page for like her makeup artist. So that's really, really cool, Ashley. I'm so jealous of you because I don't know what I'm doing with makeup whatsoever. So I cannot wait. I'm gonna go on. I will link these for you guys in the description box. And thank you, Ashley. I cannot wait. Yeah, my phone's blowing up. I cannot wait to try all of this stuff. And you know what? No one's gonna even know about the mug besides people who watch this. Like, otherwise they're just gonna think it's a cup. It's all good. It's all good. But thank you. I'm so, so excited. Do you guys see this? Yeah, it's as amazing as it looks. Hold on a second. So this is from Stephanie in North Carolina, and Stephanie is actually a group coordinator at a sports agency, which is really, really cool. I love seeing like other people who come to my channel who aren't even teachers and like what they're able to take away. I just think that's awesome. So she told me she has access to like anything Mars. So you guys, hold on a second. Yeah, this, holy guacamole. I don't even know where to start. Okay, first of all, there are these, goodness knows, and they're like the little snack squares. I've actually had these and they're so, so good. So this is perfect. I'm gonna take these to my classroom, and these will be for me. They're not for my students. They're for me for when I get hungry. So yay, thank you. I'm really excited about that. Y'all know I love my snacks. There is this mug, so it has like M&Ms and Skittles. I'm so excited. This is actually perfect. I need more like coffee mugs because I want to get into a habit, believe it or not. I wanted to get into a habit of drinking coffee in my classroom and not getting Dunkin' Donuts every morning. So I need to stock up on like mugs like this so I can have them at school, drink, take them home, wash them, and then bring them back. So I'm really excited about this, and it's like black. Oh, you guys know I love my black. You guys, do you see this? Like, this is the heaviest box I think I've received thus far. Literally, the person at the post office handed it to me, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is in here? Yeah, candy. That's what's in here, which, I have a really like bad weakness for candy. I wish I didn't like candy, but I do, so it's okay. I will just pace myself, and I'm gonna give some to my students. And oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, Orbit. I love Orbit gum. It's by far my favorite gum, so I'm so excited. Every single day I drink gum. Oh my gosh, you guys. I chew gum when I go to the gym, and I also chew gum like after lunch because I hate like having bad breath from eating. So I always chew gum, so I'm so excited about that. Peanut M's. Oh my gosh. Peanut M&Ms are one of my favorite things, so I'm really excited about that. And peanut butter M&Ms, by far my favorite, like even more than peanut M&Ms. So I'm so excited. And Lifesaver gummies, which I love. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, these I will give to Billy because Billy loves the crispy M&Ms. He's not a huge candy person, but he does love him some crispy M&Ms. So you know what? We're just gonna have to have a lot of like movie nights coming up so that we can eat all these. Oh, and the pretzel ones. I love the pretzel ones. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, when you see me gain like 50 pounds over the next few weeks, yeah, you'll know why. You can blame Stephanie. Oh, this is so awesome. And Twix, I love all of this, you guys. Oh, gummies, and they're sour. Yes. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay, I've never had these, but they look like malted milk balls. Am I right? They look like malted milk balls, and if they are, I love malted milk balls. Oh my gosh, and there's Dove chocolate, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think I'm set on candy. Oh, and there's Skittles. Wild berry, my absolute favorite. I think I'm set on candy for like the next 5 years, but this is actually great. Ooh, new. Ooh, caramel, yes. I know it says share size, but Billy doesn't like caramel, so I'm gonna eat them all myself. I am so excited because this is great. I'll be able to give them to my students. Ooh, are these the mint ones? I'm sorry, you guys. I do not have a long attention span, but oh, I'm so excited. Okay, before I ruin my dinner and eat all of this, I'm gonna have to wait until Billy gets home, but this is perfect. I'm so excited because I love candy, and Billy never wants to buy candy, so we don't really have candy in the house, but there's sometimes, like especially when you're sick, that you really just want to eat candy. So thank you, Stephanie. I'm so excited. I'm also mad at you because you're gonna make me like gain a bunch of weight, but I'm excited. Oh my gosh. And my students, thank you. And my team teachers, thank you. And like everyone else that I'm gonna end up sharing these with, thank you so much. So now I will show you guys the letters. I think I only had like 4 this time. So this is from Frank from Canada, and it just says, "Hello Michelle, I've I've recently discovered your YouTube channel. You have given me so many amazing ideas on how to organize my classroom. Thank you very much. I'm sending you 2 little post-it notes because as teachers, we can never have enough of those. And this is actually good because I don't have a lot of like the small post-it notes, but there's a lot of times where you don't need like a full post-it note. So I'm excited. Thank you. And it says, I'll keep on watching your videos in the future. And I love, first of all, it's on like lime green paper. And how sad is this, you guys? I can look at that and I literally know that that font is Century Gothic, which I love because it's a very just clean and crisp font. So thank you, Frank. This next one is from Paige, and Paige is a 12-year-old in Missouri. And this was so sweet. Like she just said, she's a huge fan and she wants to be a teacher. And girlfriend, I'm loving your handwriting. Like for a 12-year-old, your handwriting is fantastic. And it says her favorite year was 4th grade. So she's excited that I am teaching 4th grade and she's still friends with like people in her class. And she has said that I'm like inspirational and she can tell just from watching my videos how much I care about my students. And like that, I love hearing that. Like that other people can tell how much I love teaching and how much I love my students and want the best for them. So that's just so sweet. Thank you, Paige. And yes, I will make sure that I write you back. It will be an actual like written letter rather than an email, I promise. So I will write you back as soon as I possibly can, I promise. Thank you so much for taking the time to send this to me. So this next one is from Jenna, and it actually said, can you open this in a video? And that is what inspired this mail haul. So yes, I am opening it in my video. So it says, Dear Michelle, I love your channel and all your videos. I'm going to be a teacher when I grow up. I want to teach 1st, 2nd, or 3rd grade. Don't count out 4th, I promise. 4th grade is an awesome grade. I have an entire classroom set up in my basement, including a desk, spinny chair, an easel my dad made for my birthday, and crate seats that I made and lots more. That is awesome. I am so jealous. I used to run school like on my front porch and it was not nearly that fancy. Today was my first day of 5th grade. I can't wait for tomorrow. That's awesome. I'm so excited that you are so excited for 5th grade. And it says, can you please read this letter in one of your videos? So yes, here I am reading it, and it says, you are so nice and cheerful all the time. Trust me, it's not all the time, but most of the time for the most part. I love to watch your videos. Your classroom is always set up so organized and neat. I love organizing. You are so awesome. Thank you, Jenna. You are so awesome. Thank you for taking the time to send this to me. So this next letter is from Tyrell, and they actually asked me several questions. So I'm gonna go through these. Now, I've already kind of read through them, and a lot of them, I mean, I can't answer for everywhere because like it's different depending on where you are, but I will do my best. Number 1, what should I expect for when I start student teaching? Personally, where I was, student teaching was meant to be co-teaching. So you were actually teaching with your mentor teacher. So you're supposed to be teaching together. And a lot of times it's like a gradual release of responsibility. So the first week you may just observe, and then the second week you may take over teaching like one subject, and then the next week you take over another subject, and so on. At least that's how it was for me. Number 2, how does student teaching work? Again, it's totally different everywhere. Personally, where I am, I actually had 2 different placements. So I started in a 5th grade class, and then I ended in a 1st grade class, and I spent about 2 months in each. So I would say about 8 weeks, but again, it's totally different everywhere you are. Number 3, will I learn how to lesson plan? Yes, you will learn a lot about that in college, but you'll also learn a lot about it when you're student teaching because your mentor teacher will probably show you how they lesson plan. And if you do any other like placements, because personally I was in a classroom starting my freshman year of college. Plus, when you actually get hired by your district or your school, they will actually tell you how they expect you to lesson plan, and you just figure it out as you go. Like you'll figure out what works best for you. So don't even worry about that. I promise. Like you will figure it out. Number 4, do I sit in a class to see how it feels? Yeah. So my freshman year, and again, this is totally different depending on your college, but my college, your freshman year, you actually take an education class, and then you are placed in a class, and you have, I think it was 20 hours of observation where you literally just sit in there and you watch and you take notes, and that really will give you a good sense of like whether or not teaching is actually something you want to do. And then your next placement, you get to go in and you teach like 1 lesson, and then after that you go in and you teach like 1 day a week, and then you actually do your full student teaching. At least that's how it was for me. How long is student teaching? Does it last for 6 weeks? Again, totally depends on your school. Personally, I had 2 different placements. Each one was for like 7 or 8 weeks. So I actually did student teaching for a full semester. So like from January 3rd roughly until May. So it's a very long student teaching. Number 6, when do you graduate? It's honestly kind of up to you. It's when you finish your credits. So personally, I was able to graduate in 3 years. Most people, it would take them 4, even 5 years. Number 7, how would you greet your students on the first day of school? I personally, although it depends on what grade level, but with 4th grade, we actually stand by the door every single day. So not only the first day of school, but every single day when they are walking to their lockers, we are all standing by our door course, we greet them good morning. As they come in the room, we greet them good morning. And I just kind of keep an eye on them while they're working on their morning work. Number 8, how would I handle meet the teacher night? Do I give them information then or wait? I like to give them some information. I personally like to give them like my classroom handbook that gives them my expectations, a little bit about how homework will work, a little bit about classroom rules and just stuff like that, but I don't like to overwhelm them. So I like to give them a little bit of information at meet the teacher night. I obviously give them a letter about myself and my classroom handbook, and that's usually it. The rest of it I save either for like open house, which is like back to school night, or just the first week of school to like send home to their parents. Number 9, do I create rules? Yes and no. It's totally up to your school. Your school may actually have like certain rules in place that you have to have, or you may get to create your own. Personally, I recommend checking out Whole Brain Teaching. They have a set of like 5 rules that honestly just work really well with me and how I want my classroom run. So look into Whole Brain Teaching. I recommend, if you do have classroom rules, I recommend you do not have more than 5 because it gets to be too many for your students to remember. I also recommend telling your students what to do rather than what not to do. So your rule, for example, could be responsible rather than don't be irresponsible, or don't forget your things, or don't be disrespectful. Like tell them what you want them to do rather than telling them what not to do. Because think about like if you walk by a yard of grass and you see a sign that says don't walk on the grass, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to go walk on the grass. So instead, tell your students what you want them to do, like walk on the sidewalk. Not that that's gonna be a classroom rule, I'm just talking about that grass field in the sign. Tell them what you want them to do rather than what you don't want them to do. Number 10, how would you record your students' grades? So every district that I have been in, they have an electronic grade book that you have to use. Whether or not you keep your own like paper grade book is totally up to you. Personally, I don't, just because it's a waste of time to me. Like I've never had anything go wrong with my electronic grade book, so I haven't needed a paper grade book. I know some teachers are old school and they have both. Totally up to you. Personally, if something ever does go wrong with my electronic grade book, I probably will start keeping a paper grade book, but that hasn't happened. Personally, I just don't really feel the need to have both, so I just have an electronic grade book, and that's through a system that my county actually uses. How do I organize things? You have to figure out what works for you. You guys see how I organize stuff, but it's not the only way to do it. So I recommend your first year just being open to change and being open to trying different things, and you'll figure out like what works for you and what doesn't. If it works, keep it. If it doesn't, get rid of it. Number 12, will I ever have behavior issues? Yes, guarantee you 100% you will. It's, you know, it's just part of teaching. You will have behavior issues, and you just have to figure out how to handle them. And honestly, you have to get to know your students, because when you know your students, you'll know how to handle them. Because even if the same incident happened with 2 different students, I may handle it 2 completely different ways just depending on the student. So get to know your students, build relationships with them, and it will make your behavior issues that much easier. And last but not least, number 13, how much time will I have to put things up in my classroom? Totally depends. Most of the time I'd say you have like 1 or 2 days to work in your classroom, but you're usually not given a ton of time. You usually have to put in a lot of time like in your own personal time, but it's okay for your classroom not to be 100% at the beginning of the school year. So you will make your classroom better as the year goes on, and that's okay. Get the major things that have to be done during that time, and whatever doesn't get done, it's okay. Like your job as a teacher is never done, and you'll always be able to put more time in later and get it done as you go.
Good morning, YouTube. So I had planned on telling you guys that I felt better because last night after I ran all of my errands and I was home and I ate dinner, like I actually started to feel better, but then I woke up this morning and now it's just different. Like my throat hurts and my voice is kind of raspy again, but my nose is better, so that's good, unless it's a cycle because it started with my throat hurting. So I'm hoping like maybe I'm at the tail end of this, but overall I do feel better than yesterday. I do still have wet hair, but I did my makeup. At least I spent 3 minutes doing my makeup, so it's not like great, but it is better than it has been, and hopefully now my kids will not insult me. And I had people comment in my last video and they're like, your kids aren't insulting you. Guys, I know my kids are not insulting me. I'm being sarcastic. Right? I need to be fast because I need to get to school and get stuff done, because don't judge me, when I went to bed last night, like I had my sub plans ready, but I went into bed and I said, I have no idea what I'm doing in block 1 tomorrow. And usually like I would just teach the next lesson, and I do have that prepared, but yesterday yesterday's lesson was like, we're working on the standard where students have to realize that the next place value over is 10 times greater, and they just did not get it. Like, I mean, they kind of got it, but they weren't making like the application connection. So we need to go over that again today. As I was laying in bed, I couldn't fall asleep until I at least figured out a little bit of what I was going to do. So I at least have an idea. During this morning time, I do have team planning, but during my actual planning time, I'm gonna go like rapid fire and try to have everything ready. But I'm gonna go grab some coffee because it's already like 7:34 and I need to get on the road.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Good morning. Can I get a medium iced pumpkin latte, please?
Medium ice pumpkin latte?
Yes.
That'll be all?
That'll be it. Thank you. Hallelujah, I did manage to have everything ready for the afternoon and my block 1 math during my planning time with about 10 minutes to spare. So I'm gonna show you guys my sub plans for this afternoon. I started to make my sub binder last night because even though I have it like from my 2nd grade, a lot of the procedures and stuff are different, and obviously I have to change the rosters and the seating chart and all that, but I did not finish it last night. However, it's okay because my sub is actually gonna be my TA, so she doesn't need to have like super in-depth like information about the procedures because she already knows most of that. So all I'm leaving are the actual sub plans. If you are interested in this template, it is editable. It's in my TBT store. I will link it for you in the description box. I have it available with like different clip art and different size boxes, and actually some of the boxes you can actually change the size of. So these are my sub plans for this afternoon, and I just have like getting ready for lunch with, you know, very detailed information. I'm very detail oriented, so I like to give more information rather than less. Lunch, recess. They're going to be finishing block 1 science, but I will have already given them the directions, so it just tells them like what to do at the end. All the directions for block 1 math wit, they're actually doing these little task cards that are around the room. These are from Mr. Elementary Math. I can link them for you. There's like 30 of them, so they're just all around the room kind of taped up, and these are supposed to be like, I guess, flipped together like on a ring. Like you're supposed to assemble them on a ring and then students flip through them, but I'm just using them as task cards because these were like the best ones that I could find last night that went over factors and multiples. So then under my sub plans, the first thing I have is the answer sheet for that. Then they're just going to play games at the end, which my students already know how to get. For block 1 science, they are going to present these posters that they made last week about carnivorous plants, and then they're going to do this article and answering the questions. Like, unfortunately, sub plans are just boring, but I'm using these with my block 1 first, so that's why they're here. Once I'm done handing them out to block 1, I will take the rest of the papers and put it underneath. I always like to put my papers for the substitute just like in a pile in the order that they're going to use them. Then I have information about dear time and dismissal. So my sub plans are actually only 3 pages, which is pretty like short for me at least, but those are all ready to go. I don't have the actual binder, but that's okay. I don't think she really needs it. And good news is I had a student bring me a cupcake today. How sweet is that? And he said it's filled with something, so I'm like, I cannot wait to eat this. This will be my reward for making it through the morning before I have to leave for PD. Oh, and I also had a student bring me candy corn, which I really appreciate because I love my candy corn. And then these are the Skittles that I got at the store last night, and I'm gonna leave them for my TA and tell her to use them as bribery. And then I just wanted to show you what I'm doing with my block 1. So we are working on the standard 4.mbt.1. Basically, it's students understanding that as a number moves to the left in place value, it's 10 times the value. And I did the lesson that went with my curriculum yesterday, and my kids were just so lost. Like, it counted on them having a lot of background knowledge, and they just don't. Like, they were so lost. So today I'm literally just kind of doing my own thing. I put together my own little lesson because the curriculum just did not help them. So you got to do what's best for your students. So this is just a basic place value chart up to the millions that I found on TPT, and I did not have enough like dry erase sleeves, so I just put them in page protectors. And here's my little PowerPoint. It's the same kind of setup that I have every day, and I actually have the same essential question as yesterday. For their warm up, I'm just having them get out dry erase boards so that they're ready to go. I'm not even going to worry about an actual warm up. We will read our I can statement, and then I'm starting like simple, like what digit is in the ones place, what digit is in the tens place, what's in the hundreds, what's in the thousands, and then the next one, just a new number, but this time I kind of mixed it up in the order, so tens, thousands, ones, hundreds, then going over what is the value of the digit. So like a 4 in the tens place, what is that worth? It would be worth 40. A 1 in the thousands, what is that worth? It's worth 1,000. So we'll do a little bit of practice
practice with that. And then they are going to have these place value charts out, and let me show you. I have my group baskets all ready to go. Their place value charts are in here, and then I just have like a mix of place value blocks in each one, which actually it's really annoying because they keep falling out through the holes, but that's okay. They are ready to go, and my students are just going to work with a partner, and like we're going to start basic. They're going to take the number 1, and then they're going to show me 10 and show me what block they can trade that for. Same thing, they're going to show me 10 10s, and they're going to show me 100, and we're just going to go through it like that, kind of do a little bit of practice, and then we're going to watch a video. So I have this on SafeShare, and it's actually linked right here, but I'll just show you on my Symbaloo. So this was on YouTube. It's called Hiking the Place Value Chart, and it's about 8 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to watch about 6 minutes of it, because then it starts to go into like dividing by 10, and I don't even want to confuse them with that, but she does a really, really good job. This is like the actual video title if you want to like copy that, but this video did a really, really good job of explaining it. So we're going to watch the video. I'm going to pause it along the way. We're going to do a little bit more work on our place value chart, and then this is actually part of our curriculum. We're going to do this little check for understanding. How does the value of the digit in the tens place change when the number 53 is shifted to the left? So hopefully after today's lesson they will get it just a little bit better. Also, I wanted to show you my doorbell is all set up, so I just plugged it in here, and then I have the little remote, and then just to show you, for right now, I just picked a really simple like charm, but there's actually a button on here, and you can pick from tons of different like songs and little charms. I may end up changing it. For right now, that's just what I'm using, but I cannot wait to actually use it with my students today. It is 12:05. As you can tell, I am in my car. Bud came in to cover my class for the afternoon, so I am now headed, I'm out of breath, I am now headed to CDM training, collaborative decision making, for the afternoon. It's from like 12:30 to 3:30, and I need to hurry up because in order to get to Annapolis, it's going to take at least 20 minutes, and I may end up being late. My CDM facilitator training is done. It actually finished about 20 minutes early, which I'm not complaining about whatsoever. So it's currently 3:10. I have two options. Number 1, I could go back to school. Option number 2, I could go to the Dollar Trees here in Annapolis since I'm already over this way. You guys can probably already guess what I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna go to the Dollar Trees since I'm already over here. I could go back to school after. I don't know if I will, if I'm being honest. Like, last night was really stressful getting home and like having to prep everything for the sub and all that. Bad thing is, so I would love to have like a night to kind of relax a little bit, but at the same time tomorrow I'm gonna have to leave right from school and go to this other like seminar training something, I don't know, some kind of PD from like 4:45 to 6:45. So like I can't really stay after school tomorrow. I could stay after on Thursday, and I don't really like to stay after too late on Friday. So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go to school. I do need to do grading. I'm really behind on grading, but all of that is at school. So I think tomorrow when I leave, I'll just like take that with me. And then when I get home tomorrow night after like the training or PD, whatever it is, I don't know, I have to go somewhere. I don't really know what I'm doing. Then I will have like a grading party at home, but it's okay. Like it will get there. For now, I'm just gonna go to Dollar Tree and fingers crossed that they have those sandwich containers. And 2 Dollar Trees later, we still have no sandwich containers. So here's what I'm gonna do, you guys. From what I know about Dollar Tree, usually that means they're not gonna get any more in stock, at least for a while, like several weeks, even several months. So I'm probably not gonna find them around me. If you find them around you, please let me know. Either send me an email, send me a message on Instagram, leave a comment on this video. I will reimburse you for the cost of the sandwich container and the cost to ship it to me. Plus I will give you like free stuff from my store. Like really whatever it is that you want, just let me know, but I will pay you back for the container and the shipping cost, and I will give you like something else because I am that desperate. Ideally, I need 4 more. Like 4 more is the minimum, but I would really like to get like 5 or 6 more because I do have an incomplete set of fraction blocks, and I would like to have an extra just in case like one breaks or something. So if you find them around you, let me know because I'm pretty desperate for them at this point. So for those of you who watched my vlogs over the summer, you know about my bed vlogs, which is basically where I just vlog in bed. I'm in bed and it's 10:20, which you guys know that is super early for me, and I'm really, really proud of myself. I can't even lie. lie. But as I was getting my lesson planning done tonight, I realized I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about my lesson today, because I talked to you about how I was doing a lesson just like completely separate from the curriculum, which we're supposed to follow the curriculum, but we're also told to do what's best for our kids. And I did the curriculum lesson yesterday and it just failed. Like, my kids were lost. They were not getting it whatsoever. So I said, okay, I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna teach the way that I like to teach. I'm going to introduce the topic the way I like to introduce it. And I showed you a little bit of like how I was doing that this morning. You guys, with my block 1, I think that has been my best lesson so far. Like, all of my students were engaged because I'm very high energy. I like to like go really, really quickly, and it works for me. Like, I know some of you it may not work, or it may not work with your students, but for me, like, being high energy and going quickly works. And really breaking down the topic and just building each part from the next part like worked so well. I was so stinking happy. Literally, sorry, I'm a little bit more congested than I was earlier. That always happens at night. Literally, when my students did their exit ticket, I think I had one out of the entire class who like needed help. The rest of them did it entirely on their own. Some of them I just had to say like, well, clarify your explanation for this, but they took it back, they did it. I was so stinking proud of them, and just thinking about it, like, I'm so happy. I feel good. Like, I feel like you need those lessons every once in a while, because sometimes your teaching can become like stale, where you're doing the same routine every single day and it gets stale and you have to kind of change it up. And yesterday, getting to completely create my own lesson and then seeing it that was today, seeing it actually work and like make my students be successful is the best feeling in the entire world. Now, that being said, tonight when I was lesson planning, I was looking at tomorrow's lesson for my block 1, and I could just tell the way the curriculum had it, I was like, it's not gonna go well. They're not gonna get it, because I feel like our curriculum expects them to have a lot of background knowledge that they just don't have. So I took the curriculum and just kind of modified it and did my own thing. I put in some Plickers questions, which I will show you guys a little bit more about Plickers tomorrow. I have talked about it in the past, but it's been a really long time, I think, since I've talked about it. So I will go over it again, because if you have never used Plickers, it is a life changer. But yeah, I feel good. I miss my block 2 students because I didn't get to see them today, and I'm excited to get back in there with them tomorrow. I'm excited to teach another lesson with my block 1, because now that I'm, I guess, just getting a better grasp on like 4th grade and what they know and where they need to be and all that like information, I feel like I can adapt my lessons just to be that much better. And seeing today's lesson, like, I'm excited. Like, I love that. I love that feeling of seeing the kids get it, seeing the kids have fun, seeing the kids who never participate actually participate and be excited to participate is just the best feeling. But on that note, like I said, I need to get to bed because I'm proud of myself for getting in bed early, but I need to actually fall asleep early. So I'm going to read my book, try to fall asleep, and then I will catch up with you guys in the morning.
Good morning, YouTube. So I realized as I was getting ready this morning, and I already knew this, but I realized it even more so, that this is the week of meetings. Monday during my planning time, some lady came to talk to us about math. Yesterday I had to meet with my team teachers in the morning, and then I had to go to PD in the afternoon. Today I have a faculty meeting, and then a math lady's coming to talk to us again during my planning time, and I have an after school PD. Tomorrow I have a 504 meeting, and I have to meet with my team teacher after school to plan out next week, and then I'm supposed to have PD this Saturday. It was something I signed up for. It's optional, like I don't have to go. I do get paid if I go, which is always nice, but at the same time, I'm starting to think about it and I'm like, I really don't want to give up my Saturday. Like, working 6 days in a row and only having 1 day off just does not sound desirable to me. So we'll see how I feel like later in the week on Friday if I'm actually going to go. I know I should be a good person and I should go, but at the same time, I really don't want to give up my Saturday. So that being said, because I have a faculty meeting, I need to make sure I get to school because I do need to print out a couple of quick copies.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Good morning. Can I get a medium iced coffee with the maple pecan flavor and cream, please?
Is the cream only?
Yeah.
Okay, that be all?
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
It is lunchtime, and I was gonna sit down and say I feel very overwhelmed, but I feel actually better right now. I will tell you why in a second. However, the morning was just hectic. The faculty meeting, we were talking about Faunus and Pinnell Bass and just like expectations for the assessments and all that. And then during my planning time, we had to meet with a lady from the board who is in charge of the ALPS, which is the Advanced Learner Program. So it was a lot about how to fit in like the enrichment activities for the above level learners, which is good. And I really needed that information, but at the same time, that took all of my planning time. And for cultural arts today, I actually have media, but they had to have it in our classrooms because they're setting up for the book fair. She was 5 minutes late getting to my class, and then I came back 5 minutes early, and I was gonna like get myself together for those 5 minutes, but I came back in and she just like left. So I really missed 10 minutes of my planning time, plus I was in a meeting for the entire thing. And then I left the meeting just feeling even more overwhelmed because I have so much that I have to do for my block 2 and like trying to fit it all in and like not having my planning time. It's just a lot. However, when I was walking back from the cafeteria just now to come back to my room, admin was in the hallway and they said they're actually going to cover our recess duty for today to give us some of our time back, which I so appreciate. Just having admin that is supportive and like they realize that we're overwhelmed, so they're like, okay, what can we do to help you? And they just like volunteer to cover recess so that we can get more stuff done. So I really, really appreciate that. Plus, during the planning time today when we had that math meeting, our assistant principal was in there and she was like, okay, what copies can I make for you? Like, what can I do to help? Like, because we missed our planning time today, what can I do to help you? And it's just like really, really nice to have that support. So I'm extremely grateful right now. I'm gonna hurry up, eat my lunch, and then hopefully get some planning stuff done for my afternoon class while my students are at recess. So it is the week of meetings, but it's also the week of treats, which I'm super fortunate for. One of my students brought me in this pack of gum today. It's extra peppermint, and I told him he was extra special. And then one of my students in my block 1 right before lunch gave me this Ghirardelli chocolate. I told you guys that I was gonna talk to you a little bit about Plickers. If you have never used this before, I highly suggest you check it out. The website is just plickers.com, and I'll link it for you guys in the description box. You're able to make a free account, and once you have your account, you can make classes. So I actually have a separate class, one for block 1, one for block 2, and you can pick a color. So this is where it comes in handy. My block 1 is always pink, block 2 is always blue. So I have all of my students imported in there, and when I import them in there, it assigns them a number. So their number corresponds to their card. So I just put my students in alphabetically, and then their card is assigned based on that. So my first student alphabetically is 1, my last student alphabetically is whatever the last number is for that class. So they each get a card. Now these are just found on the website. So up here it says card, click on it, and you can just download them here. So I just use the standard where it's 40 cards, 2 per sheet, so they're like half size. You can just print these off for free. You actually can get a matte laminated set off of Amazon. I'll link those for you guys in the description as well. Here's what I do. I literally print them out on printer paper, cut them in half. I give them each their Plickers card, and I actually have them glue it in their agenda. That way they always have it with them, and when I tell them to take out their Plickers card, they're ready to go. But each one is different. So it's like a QR code. Each one is different, and you'll notice around the edges there are letters. So A, B, C, and D. So when they are answering a multiple choice question, they hold it up, whichever letter they want to answer, they hold that one up. So for example, if they want to answer A, they would hold it this way. If they wanted to answer B, they hold it this way. If they want to answer C, they hold it this way. And if they want to answer D, they hold it this way. The great thing is, because those letters are so small, they can't really see how other students are answering. So you really get their true answer, not influenced by their peers. And here's what the questions look like. So let me go to library. This is where you house your questions. So I mostly just use Plickers for math. So here I have unit 2. Open it up, and then I have lesson 2. So these are all questions that I created based on the lesson. They're just multiple choice questions. You also can do true false questions. Once you put them all in there, which is super easy, I'll show you. Like new question, you literally type it in here, put in your answer choices, and then click which one is correct. Once you have those, you add them to your queue. So you click this little calendar, and you would click add to queue, and then I could choose which class. When I queue them over here, like if I queue block 1, you'll see the question pop up over here on block 1. This is one we didn't get to today. So they all pop up over here, and then when you're actually ready to do it with your class, you would do live view, and it's gonna look like this until you use the app. So let me show you guys. So the app is free. It's just called Plickers. You click on it, and it's gonna open up, and you're able to choose your block. So like I could choose block 1, block 2. I'll just go to block 1, and it has those 2 2 questions that were in my queue on my library. So if I go here, those are the exact same questions. But if I go on live view, when I click on it here, the question pops up on here, and it's also going to pop up on my screen. So over here is the question. Now on the right side, it actually has all of my student names, so I'm not going to show that, but the students can see the question up on the board. They will answer by holding up their card, and then I'm gonna click scan, and I would literally just scan the room, and it picks up on the cards super quickly. So like if I have this one here and I scan it, and it scans these really fast, you guys, like literally within a half a second it will scan it. So all I have to do is take my phone and I just quickly scan around the room, and it will pick up on everyone's, as long as they hold it the right way. Like they can't tilt it and they can't hold it diagonal, but as long as they hold it the right way, it will pick up on it. So this is a really quick and easy way to assess your students. And the great thing is the students won't be able to see who's right or wrong. Like you have the graph over here, so it will show you how many students answered each one, but it won't show you like who was right or wrong. And then you can actually reveal the answer, and it will show you which one is right, and that bar would light up green. So this is a really easy way to assess your students. And then I'm not going to show it because it has student names, but you will actually have data, and it will show you who got each question right, who got each question wrong, and then you can actually access the data here when you go into reports up at the top. I'm not going to do it only because there's student information, but you can actually get a report of who got which questions wrong. All right, sorry, my phone ended up ringing, but you guys get the point. If you need more information, just like leave a comment and I'll try my best to answer you. And I will have the website linked in the description. Like I said, it's free to sign up. You can print these cards for free, and it's a really easy way to A, assess your students and get data, and B, it's engaging for your students. Like I asked my students afterwards who enjoyed it, and every single one of them said they loved it. Good news, it is the end of the day. Bad news, I have to leave right away to go to a training. I don't even know what it's on. I think it's on like formal observations and like what to expect and info on that, but I don't really remember because I signed up a while ago. So I talked to 2 other like new teachers that are at my building, and they're also going. So we're gonna leave and go over there together, and we decided to go right after school, but I am gonna bring stuff to grade. So hopefully while I'm gone, I will be able to get some grading done and catch my breath, because I feel like I haven't been able to catch my breath today. I am officially free for the day. I am done with my obligations. I still have work to do, but I'm done, and I feel like I can finally catch my breath now. So the session was useful because it went over formal observations and like the formal lesson plans that you have to write for that, which in my old district, all of my observations were surprise. So we didn't have to write formal like lesson plans and show them because we never knew when they were coming, and our admin honestly never asked to even look at our lesson plans. So that will be something different for me, like having to write a formal lesson plan. But honestly, I'm excited to be able to do that because I feel like you get to show off. Like if you know your observation's coming, I'm gonna make sure that that is the best lesson that I've ever taught. And I like getting to prepare for that and like getting to show my admin like, hey, this is what I'm actually capable of, rather than them just walking through just random times of the day and they see like a little chunk of your lesson and you want to tell them like, I promise it was better than this, like before you came in and after you leave the room, like it's better. I feel like they always end up seeing the worst times of it. So it will be nice to actually have them in there like for a full lesson that I've planned, and I'm able to like collaborate and get feedback from them and all that. So I am excited. However, I was not excited that our session ran over. It was supposed to end at 6:30 and I didn't get to walk out until 6:38. Not that that's a huge deal, but at the same time, like that's a huge deal because that's 8 minutes that I could have spent lesson planning or grading papers or whatever. But okay, I am now in my car, and actually right before I got in my car, I was actually talking to a lady who follows my vlogs, and I will never ever get tired of people like coming up to me and saying like, oh, I know who you are, or, oh, I watch your vlogs. Like that is so cool to me, and I never thought that it would get to that point. I never expected it to get big enough that people would actually know who I am, but it's really cool at the same time. Like it's really cool talking to people who have followed my vlogs and like, you know, they feel like they know me, and they do. It's also kind of hard because I don't know them, but it's just awesome. I love like getting to meet people and just all the connections that I've made through my vlogs. So I'm in a really good mood now. I guess I'm gonna drive home. Billy will probably be getting home like a little after 7, but I'm thinking him and I are probably gonna meet somewhere for dinner because we did cook last night. We made hot dogs and macaroni and cheese, but I don't think we're gonna cook tonight because like I've had training. I don't feel like cooking. Billy doesn't feel like cooking. I think we're gonna grab something out. So maybe I will go kill time at like TJ Maxx until he calls me.
Pasha, what is 9 Inch Nails? Right. Yay! Number of groups at that. It makes me wonder if this LA band is well read.
Maroon 5.
Austin, who's Maroon 5? You are right. That takes you up to 3,200 into the lead.
Good morning, YouTube. So I actually woke up early this morning. I got up at 6, which is a good like hour earlier than I have been getting up lately. I actually did my hair. I got dressed in a dress. I got this off of Amazon because I have a 5:04 meeting this morning, and I always think it's important to look very professional during meetings. So I tried to put in a little bit of extra effort this morning. I did spend some time last night talking on the phone to one last night to one of my former students. I taught her 2 years ago, which is weird to me to even say that she's in 4th grade now, but I have kept just like in contact with her and her grandmother. She was like one of those students that I just really bonded with, and I love her like to death. I miss her so much. You know, like last year I still got to see her. She'd come visit me in the mornings, and now I don't get to see her, but I talked to her on the phone. I'm gonna make plans to like go down there and see her again in like January. But I love that. I love building relationships with my students, and like I always tell them, you know, you're my student now, but you will be my student forever. Like I love keeping in contact with my students. I love building those relationships, and like I actually gave her my address. She's gonna like write to me so we can be pen pals, and I think that's the best part of teaching. Now I am leaving earlier than normal. I've been leaving around 7:30, 7:35, and it's actually about 7:10 right now. So I'm leaving 20-25 minutes early because I need to get to school and I need to finish up my little like data page for the 5:04 meeting this morning. Not that I have a lot of data, but I need to be able to put in like current grades, and I cannot access my gradebook at home. I don't know what it is, but like it will not let me access it. So I have to get to school to be able to do that, and then I have to print it out. I also have to make just a couple of copies that I need for today. I'm gonna go to Dunkin', and I'm not gonna get an iced coffee. Don't yell at me. I'm actually gonna get a frozen hot chocolate. A, my throat is still hurting. B, my team teacher who also teaches math, science, and social studies, she got the same sickness that I have, and she's miserable right now, and I know exactly how she feels because that was me like over the weekend and on Monday. So I offered to get her like a frozen coffee, but she doesn't drink coffee, so I'm gonna get her a frozen hot chocolate. And I decided just to make it easy and get myself one too because I've never tried it and I don't see how it could be bad, but I'm interested to see how it is.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Hi, good morning. Can I just have 1 second, please? I see you have the hot chocolates. Do you have the frozen hot chocolates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I get 2 medium frozen hot chocolates, please?
Sure. $30?
That'll be it.
$8.46.
Thank you. All right, the 5:04 meeting is done. It is 8:41, so I have about 15 minutes until the kids come. I always get nervous for meetings, like 5:04 meetings, IEP meetings, anything like that. I don't know why, because I always leave and like I always feel good. I enjoy like the conversation, having like admin there and parents there, and just, you know, I want what's best for all of my students. So any kind of meeting that I have to go to make sure that they are gonna be successful, I absolutely love, but I get nervous and I don't know why I get nervous, but I feel fine now. I'm going to try to get my life together within the next 15 minutes because let me show you guys my desk. I literally just have papers like everywhere. This is stuff that was in my mailbox yesterday afternoon. These are copies for today, and I need to cut like these ones in half and get them binder clipped. This is a Plickers card for a student who wasn't here. I don't even know what this is. I think this was from the ALPS meeting that I went to yesterday, so like the advanced learner stuff, and then this is just a hot mess. Like I cannot function when my desk is like this. It is lunchtime. The morning has actually gone really well. On Thursdays, we do not have our cultural arts time, which is usually from 9:35 to 10:35. So usually we switch for blocks right away, but we've actually talked about keeping our homeroom classes on Thursdays until 10:35 because our students have chorus during that time. So we're usually missing a lot of students, and it's really hard to like carry on with instruction during that time anyway. So today we had to keep our homeroom class because we actually had book fair browsing, but I think we're gonna continue doing that in the future. But the morning went well. We had to elect our SGA representative for our class, and then I picked the other one, so we did that vote. And then we had book fair browsing for 20 minutes. So our students go, they look around the book fair, find books that they like, write them down, and then they'll actually get to buy them next week during media time if they bring money. And when we came back, we went ahead and switched for block 1, and my block 1 has actually gone really well. Math was short today. We only had math for like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. I think it was 45 minutes. And then we had Chromebook
Chromebook Time. So I'm going to show you guys what I did with my class for Chromebook Time. I did something called Kahoot, which I've showed you guys before, but I'm going to show it to you guys again just in case. If you have never used Kahoot, I highly recommend you try it out. You do need some kind of electronic device, whether it's computers, tablets. You could even have kids use their phones if you teach like a higher grade like middle school or high school, but it's a really interactive way for students to practice like answering questions. You can use it for assessment. So we did a Kahoot and then we started science, which you guys can probably see there. We're looking at like animal skeletons and they have to make inferences of what they think the animal is. But let me show you guys Kahoot. So again, I save all of my websites on the website Symbaloo. So I have it right here. You can just Google Kahoot. It's spelled, where is it? There you go. K-A-H-O-O-T is the word Kahoot. Just Google it and you will find this website so you can make a free account. And the great thing about this, you can actually create Kahoots. Now these ones I'm going to show you, I actually didn't make these. I took them from other people, but you can create your own Kahoot. You would just come down here. It says new Kahoot, and then you can create a quiz jumble, which I've actually never done before, discussion or survey. I just create quizzes, and then you're able to input, this is like the title, the description, and you can input like multiple choice questions. Now, the great thing about Kahoot is you can actually go up here and go to find Kahoots, and there are thousands of quizzes that other teachers have already made. So for example, we are working on plant structure. So I just type in plant structures, hit enter. Oh, it would help if I spelled it right. So then when I search plant structures, I have all of these quizzes and I can just quickly look through them and find one that works for me. Now, let's say I look through this. This is obviously not the right thing because this is cellular structures. But if I look through and I like it, I can just save it. So I can go up here, I can hit favorite and that would save it. Or if I like some of the questions, but some of them are like too high of a level, I can go to duplicate and I'll just show you guys. It's gonna save it under my Kahoots. So down here, you'll see it says duplicate, and then you can go in and edit. You can change any of the questions. You can delete questions if you don't like them. You can change the time limits for them, all of that. So I actually did that with these quizzes. Let me get rid of this one. Delete. Okay. Both of these were quizzes that I found other people had already created them, but like this plant structure one, the first like 6 questions were good, and then the ones after that were just too high of a level. It was beyond what we were working with. So I went in, edited, deleted those questions, and then kept the rest of them. And then this one, the 5 themes of geography, some of the questions were about like location, and it had the name of a different school. So I went in and changed it to the name of my school just to make it that much more interactive with my students. So you go to play and you select which mode, which most of the time we use classic, but sometimes they can use like team or shared devices. So my students had Chromebook, so I go to classic, and then you'll see this game pin pop up. And ignore the music. Let me just turn that down, hold on. Okay, so it gives you this game pin. So it's a 6-digit number. Your students go to the website kahoot.it, so on whatever device, or if they're using like a tablet, there's actually an app for it. They go in, they type in the game pin, they put in their name, and then they are in the game, and the questions will pop up on their, well, the questions will pop up on this screen, but they answer on their computer. They'll see the 4 answer choices, they just click the one that they want, and it keeps track of like their points. So when they get questions right, they earn points. The faster they answer them, they earn more points. It keeps track of it. It shows you like a scoreboard. It's so fun and interactive. Like my kids, when I told them we were playing Kahoot, like they were cheering because they love it that much. So I recommend you check this out. I have played before with like groups where each student just has, each team has one iPad and they just pass it around the group and each student gets a chance to answer a question. Thankfully, we do have a Chromebook cart and we get Chromebooks enough for each student to have one once a week. So I definitely want to start working more of these in there because it's just a really fun and interactive way for students to practice skills. And like I said, you can create your own quiz. So even if you cannot find any, even though there's like thousands of them on here, if you can't find any that are what you need, you can actually create your own and have it ready within minutes. So I will put the link for Kahoot in the description box. Like I said, it is free to make an account. Obviously it is after school. It is already like 5:45. Right after school, my team teacher and I met because our planning time time was taken this week, we didn't have a chance to collaboratively plan, and we had to go over math, science, and social studies for next week, which I feel good about. Like we spent about an hour and 20 minutes, I think, planning together, and I feel good about like what I'm doing next week. But the problem is we're gonna be so crammed trying to fit in all of this content and all of the curriculum before the assessment, and that's why I hate assessments. I hate putting like a timeline on their learning. I just think it's stupid, if we're being honest. Like, we are introducing them to new concepts and we're spending like 1 or 2 days on them, and then we have to move on in order to fit it all in. Like, this first test has prime and composite numbers, it has rounding, it has long division, it has like place value stuff. It's a lot, and it's just like, I'm stressed for my kids. Like, I already feel bad for them because we're gonna have to be really pushing the pace, and like, I just don't feel right doing that when I know that my kids are not getting it in that short amount of time. And after her and I met, I came back and I had to answer parent emails, which I don't mind doing. It just takes a while. Like, I can't send a short little email. Like, if someone emails me, I end up sending them like several paragraphs back, just because I like to be thorough. I like to like fully explain everything and just give them all the information they need, but it's very time consuming. Like, I just spent a good half an hour answering like 2 emails. But I am staying after today, and I'm excited about that because all week I've had to like rush out of here at the end of the day, and I don't like that. I honestly like staying after school. I like getting my life together and just getting all my stuff organized, and I don't like to feel like I'm in a rush. And all week I have felt like I'm in a rush, so I'm actually enjoying like getting to just sit here and actually catch my breath. And I need to clean up my desk. I need to clean up those ridiculous piles of papers. Like, do you see that? I have so much grading to do. It's not even funny. And this whole area, hold on, this whole area by the table, let me like walk all the way around here, is a hot mess. Like, I just have stuff stacked on top of each other. I've had to push this table up against my air vent because I literally don't have room. Like, do you see how close that desk is to it? So if I pull it out, I can't like get behind it because there's so much going on. So I want to clean this area out and get all that stuff like put away. That way I can pull my table out, but it's just so like tight trying to fit all of these desks in here. So this is the after shot. I cleaned up that whole area. I feel so much better right now. So I had these little containers with some of the extra like fraction towers, and there's also little like fraction strips and stuff like that. For right now, I've just put them over here. I don't ideally want to keep them there, but once I end up getting enough sandwich containers to package all of them and I get them all put away, I will like condense these containers and probably put them somewhere like over on top of that cabinet so I don't have to look at them anymore. This is also totally delayed, but I did get another apple today. Like, I've literally gotten more apples in the past 2 weeks than I've gotten my entire teaching career. Well, that's really awkward. The person in front of me just turned their brake lights on, so now my face is red. We're gonna attempt to film this in a dark car, and hopefully this like red tint goes away very soon. I am in the parking lot of Target. It's about 7:30. I left school around 7:20. I had to drive over here because I have to get buns and tartar sauce because Billy and I are gonna have fish sandwiches for dinner, and I would really appreciate if that person would leave. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm sassy right now. So at school, you guys saw I cleaned out that little area kind of on like the front side of my desk between that and my small group table. You guys, I got rid of so much stuff that I had made from 2nd grade, and it's kind of bittersweet because I feel like in doing that, I was letting go of like me as a 2nd grade teacher. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's also me like accepting that I'm 4th grade and that I love 4th grade so much more than 2nd grade. And you know, it's still hard for me to say that because 2nd grade was my love, and I thought that that's what I was gonna do for so long. Of course, now someone's pulling in front of me. Hold on, you guys. But I love 4th grade so much more. Now, obviously, I could change grade levels at any moment. Like, admin could just move me. I don't think that's gonna happen, fingers crossed, but technically it could. However, all those like centers that I had laminated and made and all these different activities, I don't need that even if I went to 2nd grade where I am now, because this county has a curriculum that you follow. All that stuff that I had made because because we didn't have a curriculum where I was before, I just wouldn't really need now. So I decided to get rid of it. I know I could have given it to other teachers in my school, but again, they're all teaching the county curriculum, so they don't really need it. I did hold on to some stuff that they could use for like early finishers or stuff, and I'm gonna offer it to them. I know I probably could have given it to some of you guys. Like, I'm gonna have people saying, why'd you throw it away? Like, you could have given it to me. But you guys, like, there's such random things that, like, if I did send them to someone, it would take me hours to like explain what every little thing is for and how I used it and all that. So I'm sorry, I threw it away, and it was very nostalgic for me. It's like, you know how people will like burn stuff, like if they have a really hard college class at the end, they'll like burn all their notebooks or whatever. It was kind of like that, but in a very just bittersweet way of like letting go of second grade. So I just wanted to update you guys and let you know that I did that. And really quick story, so something hilarious happened this morning. Every morning we have students on the announcement. So right now, like, my class is cycling through, and I had this girl that was on, oh, I love her to death. She's in my homeroom class, and she had told me that she was gonna do our class like symbol. I don't even know how this started, but somehow like my class has decided that our class like secret symbol, and I can't do it because I'm holding my camera, but like you put your two hands together, like interlock your fingers, and then you like wave your arms. And I jokingly told her to do it on the announcements, and she was like, okay, I will. And I was thinking, there's no way she's gonna do it. Now the announcements are like broadcast throughout the entire school, like over video on our projectors. She did it. She got on the announcements and she like did the little wavy thing with her arm. It was so cute. I seriously could not stop laughing. So on that note, I'm really hungry and I need to get home. I'm gonna run into Target and I'm gonna go get some buns and some tartar sauce and get home. Good morning, YouTube. So I am wearing a vest and I'm wearing boots in hopes that it's getting colder. Today is like the coldest day it's been all week. I think the high is like 72, which is still really warm, and I'm ready for it to be like in the 50s. That is my favorite weather. And it has been so hot this year and I'm just ready for fall. So hopefully wearing my vest and my boots will bring on fall. So I did not get all of my grading done last night, which I kind of knew was gonna happen. I got my plans done for today, and then I graded like one thing of quizzes for my exploratory class, and that took me until 11 o'clock, and by the end I was like nodding my head because I was so tired. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to bed and I'll worry about it tomorrow. So I'm actually gonna be staying like kind of late tonight because there is movie night. Our school is playing Moana. It's free for like kids to come, and then they sell concessions. So I'm gonna go because a lot of my kids were asking me if I was gonna go. I will be there. I don't even know what time it is, but I think it ends at 8 or 9. So it's probably gonna be a late night for me because then I'm gonna have to eat dinner and then I'm gonna have to edit my vlog, but that's okay. I'm excited for like movie night. I want to be able to spend more time with my kids, build those relationships. But right now I want coffee, so I'm gonna go get some and then get to school.
Honey, how may I help you?
Good morning. Can I get a large iced pumpkin latte, please?
That'll be all?
That'll be it.
$4.20.
Thank you. It's now about 10:35. My students are at cultural arts and I need to get grading done because even grading last night, I still just have a huge pile, like you guys can see it over there. Yeah, that all needs to get graded. So I did get a little bit done during the time this morning before my students came in, but I'm gonna just sit here and spend the hour just grading, trying to knock out as much as possible. And whatever I don't get done, I can do during after school before movie night because that doesn't start until 7:30. It is now lunchtime. During my planning time, I didn't get like as much graded as I thought I would, partially because we had a fire drill, so I had to go out, I had to find my class, and that took away about like 10 minutes of my planning time. But I was able this morning, as my students completed their exit ticket for math in block 1, while they did a brain break, I quickly got those graded, so at least I don't have like any new papers added to my pile. I am gonna put some into the grade book like during my lunch, because during planning I got stuff graded, but I didn't have enough time to put it in the grade book, and I want to get it off of my desk, out of my pile, and just away so that I don't feel quite as overwhelmed. While I eat my lunch, I'm gonna enter those grades, and then I will catch up with you guys this afternoon. Hallelujah, it's Friday. It is now after school. I have to tell you a couple of things that happened this afternoon that just cracked me up. First of all, last night when I was cleaning and going through those bins on the other side of my desk, I found you guys. This is a rounding wrap that I wrote when I was in like college for a lesson plan. I had to write like a 3rd grade math lesson plan on rounding, and I wrote this wrap. You can tell even like way back then, and that was several years ago, I was into like the cutesy fonts and the borders. So I found this and I said, that's perfect. Like, we're working on rounding right now in math, so let me hold on to it. In my single subject today, because we were working on rounding, at the end, I was like, hey, I'm gonna show you guys this. It's not like the best thing in the world, but I thought it was cute and maybe it would kind of help them. So I like wrapped it. I had one of my students, she had a hat out in her locker, so I had her go get it, put on the hat backwards. I had a microphone, hold on. I had my microphone and I wrapped it, and I was standing there the whole time like, please do not let anyone walk into my room because I would be so embarrassed. But of course, hold on.
Vina called the office, Mr. Vina called the office.
But of course my kids like really enjoyed it. You know, I dropped the mic at the end and they were really into it. And I had one of my students who really enjoys rapping. He actually volunteered to rap it for us, and he did such a great job, and the class was like so proud of him, because you could tell like he was nervous. He didn't really want to do it. I mean, he did, like he volunteered to do it, but then when he actually got to doing it, like he was nervous, but my class was so supportive of him, and like I love seeing that. So that cracked me up, and that just made my afternoon. Like, that's what learning is about, like seeing my kids get into it. We wrapped it together. Like, I love that. Then at dismissal, hold on again.
We have a student walking to Mr. Vina's room. We have a student walking to Mr. Vina's room.
All right, then at the end of the day during dismissal, my students who are in my room at dismissal, which it's a totally different group of kids. Some of them like I don't teach or have in my room at all. I take students who are B-door walkers, van riders, and open door. So one of those students saw my box of all of my stuff that I was throwing away from 2nd grade, and they're like, what's this box for? And I said it was stuff that I just didn't need anymore. And they're like, well, can we go through it? So I was like, okay, whatever floats your boat, like go right on ahead. And this girl, her face lit up. She started grabbing stuff out of there as fast as humanly possible because she loves to play school, and just seeing how happy it made her, like she got so much stuff. And then after the other kids were kind of done picking through it, like she took the entire box. She just took it, went on her way, like filled it all up, and my heart was just so happy for her. And then she went to open door, so she stays here for like an after school program, and she was in the hallway and she came up and ran and gave me a big hug, and she's like, thank you so much for giving me that stuff. I'm like, thank you for taking it off of my hands. So yeah, it's Friday afternoon. I'm in a great mood. I'm somewhat less stressed than I was earlier this week. My meetings are done, so I feel better. I'm catching up on my grading slowly but surely, so I feel better. I am gonna be here late tonight because movie night does not end until 9:30, and I am now volunteering to work the concession stand. So thankfully I don't have to go down until like 7. So right now it's about 4:12. I have a little bit less than 3 hours to try to get stuff done, try to get my grading done, and let me show you guys what I got today. So at Meet the Teacher Night, we had these apples out for things that we wanted, and one of the things I'd asked for was colored printer paper because it doesn't hurt to ask. And you know, I've never had a parent like donate that before, but I said, what the heck, I'll just ask. And I have no idea who this even came from, but outside of my classroom this afternoon was this huge thing of colored printer paper that a parent or someone donated to my class. I'm so grateful right now. It is 10 o'clock and I am just now getting home from school. I did not vlog for a while, so let me kind of back up. Around 5:30, me and a couple other teachers from the school went to Chipotle to get dinner before movie night, and then we left Chipotle and came right to movie night. So I was manning the concession stand with two of my team teachers and one of the 5th grade teachers from about 7 until 9:30, and then I stuck around and kind of helped clean up. So I'm just now getting home. As a result, there is a chance my vlog is not going up on Saturday. Obviously, by the time you're watching this, you already know if it did or not. If it didn't, I apologize. But getting home this late and then having to edit an entire video that ends up being like 45 minutes, an hour long, it takes a long time, and I just don't know if I can stay up until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna do my best, but if my video ended up being delayed, I'm sorry. Now, some of you guys have said like, why don't you just change your upload schedule to Sunday? And as the weeks go by, because this year's just been very hectic, I'm really considering that. I will let you guys know like if I do decide to change it, just so you guys are aware that it goes up on Sunday. I don't really know yet. I'm not going to change it for like certain, but that may end up happening. Now, movie night, I loved. I didn't get to actually see the movie, which I'm kind of sad because it was Moana and I haven't seen that yet, but manning the concession stand and just getting to see like all of my kids, and I'm sorry, but there's no better feeling than like hearing one of your kids come up and they're like, hi Miss Ferré, and it's such a good feeling. And every day that goes by, I'm falling more and more in love with my school, just the community, and it's like they're one big family, the staff, the kids, you know, everyone, and I love that. It just, I don't know, it's such a great feeling, and I feel like I've done a really good job of building relationships with my kids in all of my groups, my homeroom, my block 1, and my block 2, and it's just such a good feeling. Like when you really have that cohesive class and they really are like a family, it's a great feeling. And I love getting to meet more of my kids' parents, and I'm just mentally in such a better place than I have been for the past couple of years, and that's a very good feeling. Like I'm getting home at 10 o'clock on a Friday night and I'm in a tremendous mood. Like, yes, I'm tired, yes, my feet hurt, all of that, but like I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy. So I know you guys probably are gonna get sick of me saying that, but hopefully it makes you realize that that's what you should feel like. And if you're not feeling like that, then you know, figure out why you're not feeling like that, because something isn't right if you don't feel like this genuinely happy with your job. So on that note, I am going to end my vlog so I can go inside and start editing it. So if you did enjoy this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. It helps this video be able to reach more teachers, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, that way you get notified every time I post a new video. As always, you guys, thank you for watching. I love you all so much. Don't forget to think positive, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video and for supporting my YouTube channel. If you want to check out any of my older videos, you can use the 2 links right down here. If you want to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos, you can use the link right up here. The links to my social media sites and my Teachers Pay Teacher store are in the description box for you, along with my PO box if you are interested. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.